Welcome back to the Earl Entertainment YouTube channel. I've got a good one for you today. On an absolute whim, with no real plan at all, we are flying out of Portland, Maine, down to Tampa, Florida. And we're gonna try to get down there to Tampa and do some Facebook marketplace searching and find ourselves an old classic car and try to drive it all the way back to Maine. And what makes this fun, we're on a very limited budget. We've got $5,000, and that's got to include purchasing the car, our fuel, food, tolls, everything, tools, any parts we might need. There is so much that could go wrong, and probably will. All right, guys, we have touched down in Tampa. Let's go find ourselves a classic car and see if she won't make it back to Maine. Let's do it. All right, guys, we found our car. This here is a 1971 Volkswagen Squareback. It's running pretty good. We did put a battery in it and we filled it up with gas. That's as far as we've gotten right now. We've got one headlight and one tail light. Ought to do. We have 1,406 miles to make it back to Maine. This car does have the original 1,600cc flat 4 in it. However, it's carbureted, it's not fuel injected as it came from the factory. Old girl's been slammed right on her face. Woo! More and more every minute, I think we just might make it. So from the factory, this panel would cover the whole motor, and the fuel injection system would be right there on top. But now we have a carburetor here with a little air breather up there, so obviously it wouldn't clear the factory panel and hang it up a little bit, but while cold, it starts a little hard. You know, you gotta really pump the throttle 10-15 times to get it to fire up, but once it runs, it really seems to run pretty good. Now we don't have an e-brake, so we picked up a wheel chock, but the rubber's pretty good. Got good tires on it. Rides like a 2x4. 4-speed transmission, 3-pedal car. Little bit of play in the steering, not too bad though. I think as long as we keep her around 50 miles an hour, it should do all right. These cars, 0 to 60, 18 seconds, so she's pretty quick. Top speed, 82 miles an hour. The car's in pretty good shape, given. So I told you guys we have a $5,000 budget. We paid $3,900 for this car. I'll tell you the deal of the week. Now, will it make it home? Stay tuned. Glad you're with me. Well guys, we are in Stark, Florida, and we just broke down. Car won't start. Turning the key on here, I'm getting nothing. Started the misfire a little bit in fourth. I dropped it down to third. Did okay for a minute. Started the misfire. and then just nothing and shut off. Luckily, we broke down in a spot we get off the road. I don't see anything, any fluids leaking here. Wonder if it's related to the charging system. I just put a brand new battery in it. We still got tail lights, but she won't turn over. What's going on here? Well, we made it a couple 100 miles anyway, but she ain't doing nothing. I do have a booster pack with me. No, that would get it started, I think. I'm gonna try that to see if maybe that's what our problem is. But regardless, it ain't gonna get us far. Fucking charging system isn't working. We got a brand new battery. I know that's not the problem. And wouldn't get nothing out of it, wouldn't turn over. I hooked up my jumper pack, got it to fire up, but unfortunately the jumper pack's not charged up because we used it earlier before we replaced the battery. If I can get over to a hotel tonight, get the jumper pack charged. I think it's only a couple miles I'm gonna have to walk. Get this wheel turned here. I really want to park this thing politely, not sideways, in case they have church service tomorrow. We're not blocking the whole lot here. We're banking on this hotel having a room for us. And we're also banking on there being some parts locally for this thing. I think I can bypass part of the charging system, the voltage regulator. I think I can bypass that. I'm not sure if that'll work long term though. So we might have to, that's probably the most common issue is going to be that voltage regulator. If I can source one of those and get that replaced, that's probably going to cure our problem. It's possible that the generator's bad. Well guys, we're backpacking. I've got the booster pack with me, all the essentials in the backpack, and we're gonna leave the car here. We're gonna head to that hotel, figure out if we can't source some parts, and a game plan. Luckily, this hotel is only a couple miles away. Right now it's about 10 o'clock at night. I'm hoping that they got rooms available, and you know, the check-in counter's not closed. Thank God for that church. Literally, thank God. Without that church, I would have been on the side of the highway. And very fortunate to have that one parking lot off the side of the highway there to sneak into while I was still coasting. Thank God. All right, guys, we made it. The hotel, Holiday Inn, couple mile hike. But let's get in here, see if we can't get a room, and figure out what we're gonna do next. Let's go. All right, guys, we got the room. Insert card to turn on power. Not neat. We got our booster pack and a little gift bag they gave us at the counter. But we're gonna figure it out. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. So here's the plan. Between us and our car, there is a Walmart. I don't know, maybe a mile down the road here. So we're gonna walk to Walmart. We're gonna buy us a multimeter. We got the booster pack all charged up, so we can use this to fire up the car. Use the multimeter to test if we've got only 12 volts and not 14. We're gonna know that. Does it confirm the issue with the charging system? I was able to find a, believe it or not, a new voltage regulator. Not at the AutoZone nearest to me, but at an AutoZone about 40 minutes away. We will find a way to get there and get it if we can diagnose that as the problem. It's gonna be a doozy of a day. Stay tuned. We found a sidewalk. Last night we walked on the other side of the road. We were in the grass in the ditch the whole way. Didn't realize there was a sidewalk over on this side, so not too bad. Walmart's coming right up. I forgot to mention to you guys, it's like a record-breaking cold right now in Florida. Of course, the day that I break down on the side of the road. We made it to Walmart. We got our multimeter. $14, not too bad. And we're walking back towards the car. Let's diagnose this thing and get it back on the road. Today's Friday. Wanted to be back to Maine by Saturday, but it's looking like more of a Sunday thing now. We still got a journey ahead of us. I think about 1,200 miles left to go. Stay tuned. Well guys, the car's still here. Let's get this booster pack onto it. We're gonna start it up, check our voltage to verify that we're only running like 12 volts and not 14. If so, we gotta fix this charging system. All right guys, we've got the booster pack on the battery now. See if this thing won't start up and we can test what we got for voltage. Oh, this booster pack don't have much cranking amps. This ain't good. As you can see, these windows are all frosted up. The coldest day in Florida history, and we're broke down on the side of the road here. Isn't that cute? Come on, girl. All right, we're gonna let the booster pack sit on the battery for a few minutes and see if can't transfer some more juice to that battery and give it all in one shot and get this thing to fire up. Not looking good so far. All right guys, on the road again, but on foot. That booster pack does not have the cranking amps to get that old Volkswagen turned over in this cold. It's currently 28 degrees. It's gotta be record-breaking cold down here in Florida. What we're gonna do is walk back to Walmart, buy another battery. That battery should be able to get us all the way to AutoZone, where they say they have a voltage regulator in stock about 40 minutes away. We just picked up one of those never stop battery. I just walked all the way back to the car with the new battery. It was about a mile and it was a pretty good walk. You know, those things got some weight, but we made it. I imagine this car is going to fire right up with that battery, and we got to try to make our way over to that AutoZone that's got that voltage regulator. So there is our battery we bought yesterday that is now completely drained, and here is our new battery that we just walked down and grabbed. We're gonna throw it in now. Let's go! sure that we indeed have got bad charging system. If so, we gotta get on the road right away before this battery drains out. Try to make an AutoZone. You can see we got our multimeter set up. We're only getting 12.4. We indeed have got a problem with our charging system. All right, guys, so we made it over here to AutoZone. They do not have the voltage regulator on hand, but we got here within 7 minutes of it being too late for them to have the truck bring it today. We were able to do it just in the nick of time. So the voltage regulator's gonna be here by 2:30. In the meantime, we're gonna work on trying to tighten up our steering box a little bit. In order to do that, we've got to lift the fuel tank up. And then, yeah, pending that voltage regulator fixes our charging problem, we're heading north. Stay tuned. Adjusting the steering box on one of these Type 3 Squarebacks, it's a little bit different. So on the Volkswagen Beetles, there's an access hole right in the front where you can just kind of take a cover off and then and adjust it. On these cars, you actually have to lift up the gas tank. And so I've done that. As you can see, I picked up the gas tank just enough. I'm not using this box as a hood prop. If you look down in here, that's your steering box right there. Now what we need to do, we need to loosen this nut and then tighten down the shaft, and that should give us a lot less play in our wheel. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna loosen this and see if we can't get this thing tightened up. All right, guys, so we tightened up that steering box as much as we could. We definitely got a couple turns out of it. I think we take it for a test drive. We'll see that there's less play. There's probably still going to be some. Old car, but hopefully it's manageable at this point. However, while doing that, we found the source of the fuel that I was smelling. I knew we had a little bit of a fuel leak, didn't know exactly where, but it's more significant than I thought. I'm going to show you guys what I found. So on this fuel tank, you can see there's a patch, and down on the bottom side of this patch, it's leaking down in here. So right where the seam is on this tank. So what we're gonna do is clean this up a little bit and then head in there to AutoZone and see if we can't find some good epoxy or sealant, and we're gonna paint this stuff on here. I really don't want to have to fill up every 100 miles. It's a 10-gallon tank, and if we're only running five gallons to prevent a fuel leak, we're gonna have to fill up every 100 miles. So we're gonna try to fix this here, and then we can get more like 200 miles out of a fill up if we can repair this correctly. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so we've got the voltage regulator here. Looks like this will work, and let's hope that when we put this in, we start getting voltage readings somewhere between 13.5 and 15. Now in the meantime, while we work on this, I did put some sealant over the leak I found in the fuel tank. See some excess on top, but I really coated down here on the seam like crazy. Once that epoxy is dry, I'm gonna spray it with a rubber sealer, just, you know, for giggles. But we'll let that dry and we'll get this installed, and let's pray to God we've got good voltage. All right, guys, so I'm hooked up to the generator, and I'm only getting 0.96 now. The voltage regulator installed, and we're still getting 12 volts. Charging system's no good. The generator is going to have to be replaced, probably converted to an alternator system. What we're going to do. but we are running out of time and resources. So what I'm gonna do is cruise down the road to an automotive shop down here. I guess they've got a little yard. See if we can't maybe park this and come back with a truck and a trailer to tow this thing back. Stay tuned. All right guys, so here's the scoop. I found a mechanics garage down the road. Real good guys. And they actually have got a U-Haul service right here. So I've got it set up with them for tomorrow morning. They've got a flatbed trailer, and they've got a U-Haul that they're gonna let me take up to back to New England. So we're gonna be getting a hotel room for tonight. And then first thing tomorrow morning, loading this up on the trailer, and we'll be driving north in the U-Haul. Stay tuned. All right, so we got the U-Haul truck, we got the trailer, car's all loaded up, and we're gonna get it home. So the outcome of this video, will this 1971 Volkswagen Squareback make it from Tampa, Florida back to Maine, 1,406 miles? The answer is no. And it really was starting to become a safety hazard, right? We tightened up the steering box as much as we could, still a lot of play. Dangerous stuff. We replaced the voltage regulator. Obviously we've got generator issues because we're still not getting the correct voltage. But regardless, I really like the car. Once we get it home in the garage, we can pull it apart and really make this a reliable rig. Now, we've still got a journey ahead of us. We still got to make it all the way back to Maine. This car is going to be next to a snowbank very shortly. All right, so it's 3:30 a.m. We're coming through New York now. About 17 hours into our trip. Got 5 hours left to go. We made it. What a mission. Now it's time. We're going to take the trailer off of this truck, hook it up to my four-wheel drive, get this truck out of the way. The driveway is pretty icy, so we'll use the pickup to get the trailer up and the car into the garage. And stay tuned because we're going to do a recap of this whole trip. Just like that, we got the 1971 Squareback home to the garage. Now, quick recap and some lessons learned, all right? If you're going to buy an old classic car and drive it across the country, bring a multimeter with you and test the charging system. That was a mistake that I made by not doing that, and I won't make that mistake again, so hopefully you guys can also take that lesson from this video. Now, as you guys can see, I did remove the stickers off of the car. I'll do a quick walk around for you so you can see what she's looking like. Pretty sharp. I also took the seats out in preparation to start working on this thing. The seats are going to get reupholstered. As you can see, the driver's seat's in pretty rough shape. Passenger seat not so bad, but regardless, got to be redone. I appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in. Till the next time, Earl Entertainment. Peace!